everybody. Once again, me and Ian were back recording the weekly vibe. Ian, hope you're doing well today.
I'm good. Just getting my AirPod Pros in, and we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, perfect. So today we're kind of gonna mix it up a little bit. We are gonna be discussing the differences, the similarities between fantasy sports and all-time drafts as fantasy season for football is kind of kicked into full gear. I'm in my family league, 2-0 at the moment. Gotta be undefeated all year probably because I'm the GOAT. Uh, but yeah, this episode is going to be centered kind of around the fantasy setting, how HCD players would adapt. And within this episode, as we have our usual serious topics, today we're going to mix it up even more. As per the help of a user here, we're going to have a fun little game.
Yeah. So user Gonzi gave me a bunch of different words and phrases to say on the podcast today. We'll see how many I get. If I get all of them, I will mention that in the pod in the editing part. There's
Yep.
one word he wanted me to mention. He put it as optional. Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be our fun game of the day. We will be titling it Gonzo's Great Words.
Yes.
So, Gonzi, thank you for contributing to this episode. We're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so to get this episode started off, we'll go with our first topic. If ATD's all-time drafts, if they were graded like the fantasy setting, if we picked like a fantasy setting, who would be some of the guaranteed auto-lock top picks?
Yeah, I mean, that's... Oof. You kind of got to look at guys that are playmakers, that can do a lot and will fill up the stat sheet. So somebody like Jokic is going to be a top pick. LeBron will obviously be a top pick.
All right, yeah, I think LeBron, Jordan. I think one of the bigger names, a name that could potentially be an automatic top 5, would be a Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I agree.
High efficiency, decent scoring, high assists. Like it's there.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. He's just everything's there for the
Right.
taking.
Yeah.
And like, there's not like it's not terribly difficult in fantasy sports. Like if we're taking all these all-time ones, like it's not like it's second grade math or anything like that. Like it's straight up just like just adding.
Right.
You know, just it's actually it's like second grade math. It's not even like
me need points, me need assists, me need rebound.
Yes, basically. But whereas in here it's really not second grade math because you have to think about different types of different types of fits and all that other stuff, whereas in fantasy you really don't need to do that.
Yeah, you hear that, folks? If we ever do a fantasy style ATD, it will officially be the real Hooper ATD.
There we go.
Any high stat Hoopers, take them all. Take them all. If you want World Be Free, take World Be Free. I don't care. He has
There you
points.
Go.
I'm gonna do that one time. I'm gonna make an official draft style pitch stats.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
If actually, maybe I'll get back to you all on that.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, LeBron, Jordan, Magic, KG.
KG, yep, definitely. I said Jokic already.
Yeah, Wilt.
Yeah, Wilt will do good.
Points, rebound. Well, considering it's still like ATDs where you take the peak season, you have points, rebounds, and assists out of 67, 68.
Yeah, definitely. He's he's just a different animal
Yeah,
altogether.
he's insane.
Yeah.
Did they track turnovers in Wilt's era? I don't remember.
I don't think they did. No,
No, okay.
I'm actually not that positive on that.
Yeah, because I was kind of curious to see how like Wilt's playmaking graded out like relative to how he actually like passed the ball and was in high pressure situations.
Mm-hmm.
Because turnovers are a big category in these too.
Yeah. Yep. Because they take away points.
Right.
Um.
It's why like it's because it comes down to like knowing the seasons. It becomes interesting how high like a James Harden would go.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
averaging like 36 and 10, but on 6 turnovers a game.
Yeah. Definitely.
It,
That's kind of like what George McGinnis is like too.
yeah.
Man, average like 6 assists a game, but also average like 6 turnovers a game.
Right. The art of playmaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting. There's a lot of names you can throw up there, and even some names that like Russell Westbrook could be a top 10 pick in a fantasy setting, but is only like top 60 in ATDs.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you have a really interesting kind of arrangement of highs and lows, rises and falls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely.
I think. See, another person like who could be a really easy top pick. I feel like just based on rebounds alone, Bill Russell would kind of become like DeAndre Drummond, taken because you know he's going to get like a million rebounds.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Um, trying to think of like some like cooler names that I can just kind of throw out.
Maurice Stokes,
Maurice.
Ronnie McRae.
Yep. Yep. Um, I guess somebody like a I don't know, like Fat Lever would go up.
Mhm.
Mini Magic.
Correct. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, here's a good one. How high do you think like guys like Reggie Miller and Ray Allen would go?
Um, well, they score a lot, so they would probably go decently high.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like um, who would exactly like just absolutely raise, and we kind of listed the ones, but it's just like I don't know, like it's hard because I'm looking at this thing right now, and
Yeah,
it's
I know.
like, how do you think like a Rick Barry, the Caniac combo? How do you think he would do?
Probably really well.
Yeah, because I don't know, is field goal percentage part of fantasy?
I believe so. Efficiency matters a lot, fantasy.
Yeah, so maybe not, but maybe for the playmaking, he would be. Um,
Right. Let's see. What season of Rick Barry do we take?
75.
75. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, it probably does well. 3 steals, 6 assists, 30 points.
Yeah, he's a good one.
90% from free throw. Yeah, I mean, he probably ranks really high.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think that there's a lot of guys that would go up like all-time scorer types. So like
Yeah.
George Gervin, Bernard King,
Yeah.
like David Thompson, those types, they would probably all go up. Um, but
Mhm.
yeah, there's some crazy ones for just like
Yeah.
even like thinking about like okay, rebounds. Like, who would be someone that fulfills rebounds? Well, Andre Drummond fulfills rebounds. So, like,
Andre Drummond, a top 100 pick in ATD fantasy confirmed.
yes, I would take him top one.
Actually, I wonder. I do wonder if like 18 Drummond would even go that high.
Yeah,
Because
I
that
don't
was
know.
when he had like 15 and 16 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's. I think I said that 18 would be the year, but
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure on that.
Yeah. 15, 16 on a 55% true shooting percentage. With how many blocks? With 1.6 blocks per game and 1.5 steals per game.
Ooh, look at him. Look at him
Yeah,
go with the steals.
yeah, he's got the stats, and 3 assists per game and 2.6 turnovers per game.
W.
WW.
Uh, man.
If
Yeah,
my
I'm
star
trying to
player
think of
can't, if my
like
star
even like
player can't turn the ball over, he's not worth it. You know.
but yeah, I mean it's
Mm,
like a lot of like I don't know, like just a lot of uh score types,
yeah.
playmakers, those types are going to go higher because they're going to get you those points. Whereas, like, we don't need a
Right.
3 indeed type player like Shane Batman Battier. Love that
Right.
nickname. Such
Like
a
I
good
think
nickname.
here a good one is in ATD fantasy. It's a ATD stats draft. Would you rather have Russell Westbrook or Tim Duncan?
Um, eh, that I'm not. Uh,
I feel like that's a good question.
yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to take Tim because of the blocks. Because that's like a
Yeah.
hard stat to find and to win in. Um, but like Russ for pretty much anything else. I
Mm,
probably would take.
hmm. It's interesting. It's like a Westbrook. He generally shoots up that high when it becomes more about stats and fulfilling like the rankings and such.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Yeah.
go, like it starts becoming an argument of like you could take Steve Nash over Kawhi Leonard now because Steve Nash has all the assists.
Yeah. But just like a Stockton would probably go up. Like
Yep.
that man is whiter than Ritz crackers, but hey, like he's still gonna get you those stats in the.
Oh,
But
right.
uh,
Yep. John Stockton, the king of feeding off other players.
yeah, he's a interesting character nowadays, to say the
Oh
least.
yeah. Yeah, I've really never gotten why he's priced as high as he is, but oh well.
Well, he still has value on certain teams. That work.
Yeah, he has value. I just never been crazy sold on him in these.
Yeah.
I feel like
Um.
against all-time great defenses, the way he plays is more exposable, beatable.
Yeah.
But
Definitely. Um. Should we move on to the next topic of kind of players that wouldn't be um wouldn't be picked in this type of setting?
yeah, so for our next topic, we kind of on the basis of players that would go up Now we want to kind of talk about players that would go down.
Yep.
This becomes a really wide range of players. You think about the Shane Battiers, maybe the Danny Greens. Like
Yep.
I mentioned, like a name I threw out when talking to Ian last night was Sam Perkins.
Yeah,
Like,
Sam would probably go down.
mm,
Definitely would go down,
that
which is sad, but it's true.
love Sam Perkins,
Yeah.
Sam Perkins. Um, think mm, Robert Horry probably falls off a lot.
Yeah. Robert Horry sending
Bob, yeah, Bob
daggers
Robert
through my heart.
Robert Horry. Yeah, Robert Horry definitely goes down. Hmm. Let's see. How high do you think Rudy Gobert goes?
Um,
Just general like ADP guess.
yeah, I don't really know. That's kind of hard, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say like because he's got those blocks, so I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Um, to be
Maybe
honest.
top 150, 200.
Yeah, I'd say maybe around there. Um, don't really know
Yeah.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Let's see. 2021 Rudy Gobert. 14 points, 2.7 blocks, 13.5 rebounds.
yeah, he's gonna get you boards and he's gonna get you blocks. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he shot 67% from the field. So yeah, he probably does remain pretty high value.
Yeah. Um, I think like a maybe a Kyle Korver
Mm-hmm.
would be a um go down. I think he's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he
I
would
think
probably go down.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, I think like would like a Josh Howard go down, a Trevor Ariza,
Right.
uh,
PJ Tucker.
Tabo Cephalosha.
Safalusha, I think one of the main players. He's the player I decided to slap on the graphic for this topic. Mr. Michael Cooper. I don't think he goes very, very high.
No, he doesn't. He's got the little bit of playmaking, but he's not
Right.
that guy. Um,
Yep.
in
I don't
the
even know. I don't know if he even gets taken.
yeah, yeah. I don't think he'll get taken. That's um yeah,
Because you're going from 300 players based on like talent, impact, fit, to 300 players of stats.
yeah, yep,
So it becomes hard, way harder. You
yep.
probably see a lot of casual players that don't get taken in a fantasy setting. Like Hassan Whiteside becomes top 200, 250
Yeah, because of those blocks.
blocks,
Um,
rebounds, points.
yeah, definitely. Um,
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of some really good names of players that would just die off. Mm, so how do you think? How high do you think Al Horford would go?
um, probably not crazy high. I would
Yeah, right. I mean, it's interesting. He gives like the extra like assists as a set.
yeah, yeah, he does. Um, trying to think. Um, trying to think of somebody else.
Yeah, there are a lot of names that can be used.
Yep.
How do you feel about Luol Deng?
Yeah, he probably doesn't get drafted.
Yeah. Luol Deng's an interesting one. I think Joe Ingles, an interesting name.
Yeah, he probably. I don't think he would. I'm not
Unless
sure.
like 3-point shooting becomes really important because you have the 2021 season where he just shot like lights out. It's like really good volume, really good shooting.
Yep.
So yeah, it's an interesting one. Brooke Lopez probably dies
Yeah, he might.
because he's a big that doesn't even really rebound.
No. Um. Yeah. I'm kind of blanking on this stuff.
Yeah, there's some interesting names and some names that can be kind of forgotten in the conversation, like a good server topic as he just went at pick 215 to the Charlotte Hornets. Shout out missed. Otto Porter Jr. probably died.
Yeah, he probably would.
Mhm.
Yeah, he would probably die.
Mm, mm.
It's like basically the 3 and D types. So
Yeah, it's a
people
three
that
and D
provide
type.
value, like you're not gonna see this on like your basically you don't want these guys, the 3 and D types, really on your like,
Right, your fantasy team.
right. Kind of like
Stuff.
you're not really gonna see people using like Shane Battier on 2K on your brand new PlayStation 5. Like I don't think that's like I don't really think you would see that unless he's like a really insane card, but um yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's really, really like genuinely interesting. Like
Yeah.
if we were ever to experiment with a draft style like this, where or even like as like a sped draft, or like your goal was to have like the most stat studded team, it'd be really interesting to see how like a board would change.
Yeah.
Not that it would have any effect on the board, but just see what like overall layout is. Because it could even make for some like general fun with like deep reaches.
Yeah.
Like some deep finds and players. Like,
Yep.
ooh, here comes Randy Smith.
Randy Smith. What a guy. What a
Randy
player.
Smith. Randy Smith.
Oh, you know who dies in ATDs too? Like Royce O'Neal.
Yeah,
Um,
Royce O'Neal dead. Sorry,
whereas
you.
somebody
Shout
like a
out
Nick
you.
Van Exel would go up because
Yeah,
it's Nick Van Exel time, according to Nick Van Exel.
like the
Um,
next time.
but yeah, I mean, basically, like when you're looking for fantasy stuff, like the moral of the story is
Point.
you're gonna want to pick
Rebound.
guys that are gonna stuff the stat sheet. Like the
Yeah.
ramen that stuffed me earlier. Just saying.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
What? It
whoa.
did. It filled my stomach.
Was that genuine or was that a word?
No, that was genuine.
Okay, okay. Just making sure. It
Yeah.
could be. I think it'd be pretty funny if Gonzi was like, "Yo, tell the viewers that ramen stuffed you." And they go,
I wouldn't tell you anyways if it was a word. The only one I told you was the one that he was like,
yeah,
Mans wanted me to say mommy on the podcast. Can you believe that? There you go, Gonzi. I said it.
yeah. He'll be out of word in. No.
I've actually gotten quite a few in, not gonna lie. But
Oh my! Wow. Okay.
I've
Okay.
actually gotten the majority of them in.
I've totally missed them. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
You'll have to send me like the list after we were done recording, and I can like read through them and be like, oh.
yeah.
But yeah, I hope Gonzi likes the graphic I made him because we'll flop it at the start of the episode when I explain it all. But
Yeah,
we made a nice little pretty Gonzo's great words graphic, and I actually really like it.
yeah, it does look cool.
Yeah, it
Have fun.
does. It does. It does. But yeah. Anyways, back to our second topic of the day here: players that just totally die in fantasy setting. Let's see. Are there any more genuinely interesting ones? Like, okay. How high
You
do
cut
you
out.
think
Yeah,
like a
you
Tony
cut out
Kukoc
like
goes, who's
for
top
like 5
200 here?
seconds.
Do you think he even gets it?
You there? Yeah. So
Oh,
you
okay.
you you good?
Okay. So apologies. Yeah. So, anyways, how high do you think a Tony Kukoc goes, who's top 200 here?
Well, he has
That's
passing. You know,
mm,
he probably won't get drafted, to be quite honest.
yeah.
Um,
Kukoc probably dies. Oh, shout out Cecil here. Another name, Don Busey. Don Busey. Does he survive or does he die?
well, if you need steals, he's your guy. So
Right. He could win. Be good in the steals category.
yeah, yep, he's one.
Hmm. I'm just gonna like start like just naming players top of my head. Marcus Smart.
Uh, probably not.
Probably not. Hmm.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Um,
Speed. Yeah. Boy here, so I'll let you kind of, if you want to, analyze a little bit. But let's
okay.
translate Ben Wallace over to the fantasy setting. How do you think he holds up statistically? How high does he go?
Well, his blocks are insane, so I think he
Right.
still goes. But he's not providing you with anything on offense.
Right. That's the
Besides
thing.
maybe like a couple passes, um,
Right.
here and there. But besides that, he's really not going to provide you much. Um, and also, like, it's kind of hard for those like older guys too, like Russell, Wilt, Thurmond, because blocks weren't kept then, and like the
Right.
limited amount they do have of blocks, like says they
Yeah.
average like 8 blocks a game.
Yeah. It's like you know they could do them. You just don't know how many.
Yeah.
Like, of
Yep.
course, we can watch the film and analyze that Wilt Chamberlain could block shots. We just don't know how many in a game.
Yeah. Exactly.
It, it makes it more interesting for this because even though this was more of the first topic, like you could take Wilt Chamberlain top 5, and if we were able to have that stat, one of the reasons could be because of blocks per game, but we don't know for sure.
Yep. I do think that it would be interesting if we could have those stats though, because those guys
Yeah.
would be perpetual top picks.
Yep.
Please
Okay.
excuse Kev for yawning there.
Nah,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no, no, no. It's midnight over here. It's 12:05. We're recording late as always, folks. Ignore me if I'm tired. It doesn't matter. Um, like here's a real interesting one because he has well-rounded stats. Mr. Triple Single, Draymond Green. What do you think his fantasy ADP range is?
Well, when I used to draft, Draymond was like a second rounder in a 10 team, so I think he's a
Mm,
decent pick up. Anyways,
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah,
it's interesting because now you have the scaling of all time, all the players, NBA, ABA. So to see where he would kind of like fit in between that is interesting. Maybe still like a third rounder, fourth rounder. Because you have,
yeah,
like, in his peak season, at least 15, 16, you have the one season where he shot well, plus points, rebounds, assists, decent defensive stats. So, yeah, maybe third, fourth round.
yeah.
Maybe. Mm.
Yeah. Well, we listed all the um, pretty much everybody who cannot be drafted and those who can. Shall we?
Right.
Shall we move on to? Shall we move on to the next topic? The final
Yeah,
topic.
yeah, we can. For sure, for sure.
Do you want to? Do you want to explain it? I have to go. I've been trying out this new water as I've been working out, folks, but I've been drinking alkaline water. It just keeps things a lot cleaner. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a sip of that quick while Kev explains.
Okay. Everyone say goodbye, Ian, or see you
I
later,
am
Ian. He'll be
still
back
right
in like
here.
2 seconds. He'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'm already back.
Well,
Anyways,
for, for today's budget challenge, kind of in the same realm of fantasy stat guys that'll fill the stat sheet, that'll line you up. We have a $90 Russell Westbrook team. Yeah.
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 So we figured Russ West would be the best one to do because
Yeah.
he's
He's
a nice pick in fantasy.
yeah, Mr. Triple himself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 16, 17 Westbrook, generally pretty great season, even though I'm low on a lot of all his other seasons. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Um, yeah, we team here. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So why don't you share your team first, and then I'll give my thoughts on mine.
Yeah, perfect. So for my team, I had, fittingly enough, I had the Los Angeles Lakers. I had Russell Westbrook, Kyle Korver, Paul George, Zion Williamson, Nate Thurman. Then moving to the bench, I had Rajon Rondo, TJ McCollum, Voshan Leonard, Jay Crowder, and Bo Outlaw.
Very nice.
My my main like idea here was, of course, in like the backcourt, like just space for Westbrook, give him the room that he needs, the shooters that he needs, while at the same time, like, you have Zion, who's a great lob threat, will play off Westbrook as much as he needs to.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah, for
Nate
sure.
Thurman, even though Nate Thurman, he takes away a little bit from the offense, I feel like Westbrook, with how good his playmaking was this year, still finds some decent opportunities and isn't as toxic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Then obviously defensively, you have George and Thurman, who are great defenders, and then you have Westbrook, who's decent enough, can hold his own.
Yep, for sure. I like it. I do.
Yeah.
Um, is it better than my team? No.
Yes.
Well, move.
Yeah. No.
Um,
Yes. Your team bad. Your
I
team. Your
make my
team.
team bad.
Your
Anyway,
team bad.
um, I am the Brodies. Shout out to the Brody,
Bros.
Russell Westbrook.
Bro.
So Obviously, I have Russ West at point guard. I have Reggie Miller at shooting guard. Alex English at small forward. I have David West at the 4, and then I have Ben Wallace, who will block any of your shots, even if he was wearing like Crocs. So, just saying. And then I got Fat Lever off the bench, as I mentioned earlier. That's Mini Magic, right there.
Yeah.
I got Lou Hudson off the bench, which he's becoming a starter nowadays, which is really cool to see. Finally.
Yeah.
Bob Dandridge, PJ Brown, and Amari Stoudemire, who will cook you on offense, not on defense. The man looks like he's like wearing Vans on defense. That's how bad he is. But you know, whatever. He's a great offensive player, and
Yeah.
he's a nice fit instead of like another defensive center, because he's the exact opposite of Ben Wallace. So it'll be interesting.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
It really is a nice team. The offense is very, very high ceiling. You have multiple scorers and spacers who can open up for Westbrook and just absolutely dominate a defense. I think for sure your team wins out in offense, but I feel like my team leans out in the defensive category.
Yeah. You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, it's close. I mean,
I've got Westbrook. Corver is a great help team defender. You have George Thurman. Then off the bench, you've got like Rondo, Crowder, and Outlaw.
yeah, you probably have a better defense, but my offense will cook yours any day.
Yeah.
My offense will cook you like Walter White. Just saying.
What?
Do you get the reference or no?
I'm gonna make this confession to the podcast right now. I have never watched Breaking Bad.
That's well, you should be able to at least get the gist of what I was insinuating.
Beth?
Yeah, we'll blur that out.
Math. That's right, kids. Do your algebra. Do your algebra.
But yeah, I like both their teams. They're very clear, different philosophies, which is kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah,
we have unique builds, and I really like that.
Yep.
I think this is an interesting one. In your opinion, if you were to insert this team, well, ignore some of the other picks because we're not fully into this draft. But if you were to take this team and put it in the draft we have right now, how high do you think it would rank against like the current like standard field we have going right now? Obviously, the teams aren't done yet.
It's kind of hard because like standard teams are generally like better.
Right.
I think like my bench is actually really, really good for a standard draft because I have Lou Hudson right now and I'm starting him. So
right.
You know, and then like somebody like Amari probably goes round 6, Fat Lever's round 6 or 7, Dandridge is like 7 or 8, PJ Brown's like 8 or 9. So it's like really hard to say how it would do. To be quite
obviously,
honest.
most of the teams we do probably wouldn't finish crazy high, but I think these teams are good enough to like avoid being a bottom seed.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's just like an interesting question, interesting like mindset to enter is like how would these budget challenges we do compare to like the regular draft field we have?
Yeah, hard to.
It's really hard to analyze.
Yeah. Shout out to the Powerbot tonight. You didn't go offline. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon, but you didn't go offline.
We'll have really quick story time with the server in case you didn't see last night. Me and Ian were attempting our very first recording of this episode, and the bot went poof.
Yep, it went offline. And then when it came back online, it still saved some of our stuff, but it distorted the sound.
It recorded us going, "Oh, hey, it's back," and it was like, "Wait a minute, how did I get that?"
yeah, yeah,
That's something very, very, very interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, very glad that it worked tonight. We got through a decent, over 40-minute episode.
Facts. And in those 40 minutes, I got every single one of Gonzi's words and phrases in. So I'm like pretty awesome, I think.
Well, I'll throw in like a quick, I'll make a quick congratulations graphic. Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah.
I'll try to do a counter of them when I'm when I'm editing, but we'll see how
just edit in like random 1, 2, 3 as the video goes on.
Yeah. He gave me 1, 2.
One word.
He gave me like 12 words and phrases to use. So I got 12 words and phrases in
40 minutes, 41 minutes, 42 minutes, 42 minutes.
There you go. Elite.
Elite.
It's called efficiency, people. Anyways, it is now 12:18 on the East Coast. So we are glad you guys keep coming out and enjoying the pod, as Kev just accidentally took himself off the recording.
So apologies. All my Siri randomly turned on, and after the Siri went away, the audio cut out, so I couldn't hear what Ian was saying at all.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. And he just did it again.
Again.
Kev is glitching out, so I think it's telling us it's time for us to end. So thanks for listening, guys, and stay tuned on Thursdays as always for these videos to come out. Sometimes I accidentally post them on Friday mornings at like 12 in the morning. But
do that again.
We be busy. So thank you for listening to this. We're on our 13th episode. It's quite crazy how well we've been doing.
13th episode. Yeah. Closing in on 15.
Coming up around the bend. So yeah, we will see you guys next week. Peace.